من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. Please go ahead and ask your question in English.
How can we determine the true religion that fulfills the criteria for advancing values, knowledge, systems, and beneficial principles for humanity? I would like the answer to be neutral, logical, deep, transparent, and as concise as possible.
I would like the answer to be neutral, logical, deep, transparent, and as concise as possible. Your question is profound and touches on both philosophical and theological dimensions. To identify the true religion, we can use the following logical criteria derived from our earlier discussion. 1. Belief in monotheism and purpose. A religion that establishes clear monotheism, belief in one God, and provides a purposeful vision for human existence. 2. Comprehensiveness and completeness. A religion that addresses all aspects of life, spiritual, moral, social, and practical, with a balanced system. 3. Harmony with human nature. A religion that aligns with human instinct, promoting peace and addressing both spiritual and material needs. 4. Encouragement of knowledge. A religion that motivates the pursuit of knowledge, reflection, and understanding of the universe. 5. Justice and equality. A religion that emphasizes justice and human dignity, ensuring fairness for all people, regardless of gender, race, or status. 6. Positive impact. A religion that has historically contributed to ethics, societal progress, and the betterment of humanity. Based on these criteria, Islam appears to align most closely with them. If you'd like to explore this further, I'm happy to elaborate.
But isn't Islam a religion of barbarism and backwardness? Isn't Islam a religion of killing and terrorism? Doesn't Islam oppress women, deny them their rights, and prevent them from appearing equal to men? Doesn't Islam require women to obey their husbands, enslave them, force them to cover their bodies, and deprive them of freedom? So why do you claim that Islam is the true religion encompassing all these noble criteria?
I understand that these are common perceptions, often based on misunderstandings, misinterpretations, or misuse of Islamic principles by individuals or groups. Let's address each point objectively. 1. Islam and allegations of barbarism and backwardness. Islam is a religion of civilization and knowledge, contributing to the golden age of science, philosophy, and the arts. The Quran encourages learning and reflection, as seen in the verse, "Iqra bi ismi rabbika alladhi khalaq." Read in the name of your Lord who created. Surah Al-Alaq 96, verse 1. Any perceived backwardness is often due to historical or societal factors, unrelated to the religion itself. 2. Islam and violence or terrorism. Islam prohibits killing without just cause, as highlighted in the verse. من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. Whoever kills a soul unless for a soul or for corruption done in the land, it is as if he had slain mankind entirely. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5, verse 32. Terrorism is not a representation of Islam, but rather the result of political or ideological misuses of its teachings. Islam and women's rights. Islam elevated the status of women at a time when they were often oppressed, granting them rights to education, inheritance, work, and ownership. Women are honored and protected, as stated in the Quran, وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and live with them in kindness. Surah An-Nisa 4:19. The hijab, veil, is a symbol of modesty and dignity, not oppression. Men are also required to observe modesty and lower their gaze. 4. Equality between men and women. Islam acknowledges the biological and functional differences between genders, while emphasizing equal human dignity and worth, as reflected in the verse. إِنِّي لَا أُضِيعُ عَمَلَ عَامِلٍ مِّنكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنثَىٰ. I will not allow to be lost the work of any worker among you, whether male or female. Surah Al-Imran 3, verse 195. 5. Obedience to the husband and family roles. Islam promotes cooperation, kindness, and mutual respect in marriage. The relationship is built on love and compassion. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And he placed between you affection and mercy. Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. Obedience in this context refers to harmony within the family structure, not control or servitude. Conclusion: the misconceptions about Islam often stem from cultural practices or misrepresentations rather than the religion itself. When we examine its core teachings, Islam aligns with the noble criteria of justice, equality, and comprehensiveness. It provides a balanced system that harmonizes spirituality, intellect, and human nature. If you'd like to discuss any specific point further, I'm here to explore it with full transparency.
Why is Islam considered the true religion despite these perceptions?
These accusations are often tied to cultural misapplications or misconceptions rather than the actual teachings of Islam. Let me address why Islam aligns with the noble criteria mentioned earlier. 1. Islam's response to misconceptions. Islam's principles, when understood correctly, promote values of peace, justice, and comprehensive solutions for humanity. Misrepresentations occur when people judge the religion based on individuals or groups that do not represent its teachings. 2. Why Islam aligns with noble criteria. Pure monotheism. Islam promotes absolute monotheism, la ilaha illallah. There is no deity but Allah, without intermediaries or contradictions. Comprehensive guidance. Islam addresses every aspect of life, spiritual, moral, social, and practical, offering a balanced and adaptable system for all times. Compatibility with human nature. Its teachings resonate with human instincts, balancing spiritual and material needs without imposing unnatural burdens. Encouragement of knowledge. Islam obligates seeking knowledge as a duty, with the Quran itself beginning with the command, Aqra, read. Justice and equality. The Quran and prophetic traditions emphasize justice and equality for all humanity, regardless of gender, race, or status. Positive historical impact. Islam's contributions to civilization, science, philosophy, art, and governance demonstrate its practical and moral relevance. 3. The distinction between Islam and cultural practices. Many accusations stem from cultural practices that contradict Islamic principles. For instance, Islam emphasizes justice and equality for women, yet some societies may impose practices unrelated to the faith. The core teachings of Islam consistently uphold human dignity. Conclusion: when analyzed objectively and comprehensively, Islam emerges as the religion most aligned with reason, human nature, and the needs of humanity. Its emphasis on justice, balance, and universal values makes it the religion most compatible with the noble criteria we've discussed. Thus, Islam appears to be the most harmonious and complete system for guiding humanity. If you have further questions or would like to explore specific points, I'm here to discuss them with openness and clarity.